KTFO Fights brings you our next matchup, the lightweights, Jay. Della Rocca taking his 2-1 record into the octagon, going up against Paul Thimote, 1-1. So as you can see with the records, these guys, veterans of the amateur fight game, the experience should play a role here. What do you see, Jay?
Yeah, they're going to be more comfortable, much more comfortable than the guys who have never fought before. We should see this fight go the distance.
Paul Thimote going up against Della Rocca. KTFO Fights coming up next. The action is resumed. Lightweight division. Paul Thimote, Della Rocca. You're the third man in the cage. Referee Alexius Phoenix.
I think we'll see the pace in this fight be a little different, Dan, a little slower. These guys have a little more experience in there than some of the new guys.
Exactly. You got Della Rocca. He's got his 2-1 record. Paul Thimote with a 1-1 record. Both guys coming out throwing kicks early. Simultaneous kicks and punches. Both on the same page. Oh, big takedown by Paul Thimote. Jake, have you been on the other end of a takedown like that?
Yeah, mostly in practice. There's a lot of very experienced, all-county wrestlers that I train with, so, I'm used to getting slammed by them. So stepping in the cage with someone like Ruslan was, no offense to him, but I was prepared for a lot worse.
Joined in the broadcast booth by Jake Marino, coming off of his big win earlier tonight over Ruslan Volinsky. In the cage here, Paul Thimote and Della Rocca, lightweights.
I thought Dave did a nice job when he got taken down. He did try for the guillotine. He didn't get it, but he used it to stand back up. And sometimes using the submission off your back, it turns into offense, and that's what he's doing here, pressuring Paul against the cage. Paul switches him around, but really nice first takedown early in the round by Paul.
Referee Alexius Phoenix taking a close look at the combatants. Inside of 2 minutes of round number 1. Nice knee landed there by Thimote.
Paul's doing a really nice job of controlling Dave's wrists. Really nice wrist control. Pushing him up against the cage, holding that his right wrist. He can't really do anything with it. It's stuck. Can't throw any punches. Can't really move from that position. Nice job by Paul.
He's smothering his actions, but pretty much what you're saying. Under a minute here, round number 1. Dan Canobio, Jason Griggs. We're joined by Jake Marino coming off of a spectacular KO victory. How did that feel?
That was my second victory, but my first by knockout. And to have it so definitive like that definitely feels a different level of better than just winning. That's as good as it gets right there for me, honestly.
Jake joins a long list of great fighters coming out of the East-West MMA. Of course, our main event tonight, Ryan Castro going up against Clubber Creed. Still to come tonight. Closing in on 10 seconds of round number 1. Very competitive round. Going to be a tough one to score. Good thing we don't have to do that. Round number 1 comes to a close. Like I said, very competitive. Jay, how'd you score that one?
I'm going to give it 10-9 to Paul. He did a nice job of getting the takedown, using the pressure against the cage. I'm going to give him round 1.
Jake, how'd you see it?
That's Paul right there? Yeah, I'm going to give it to Paul, just strictly based on aggression and cage control. He was definitely a lot more active, kept him kind of useless against the cage, had control of his hands the whole time, so definitely give that one 10-9 Paul. Not completely dominated, but 10-9 for sure.
Now we're sitting here with Jake Marino and coming off of that huge KO. Early in the round number 1, I think Ruslan hit you with an overhand right. It might have been a right or left, but it popped open your nose. It was gushing blood. Some of it on our table right here in front of us. What goes through the mind of a fighter when you know that you're all busted up, possibly a broken nose? How do you feel? What's going through your mind? I couldn't even imagine.
It was really more of just, fuck, he scored on. Sorry for cursing, but
We'll edit that out.
it was really more the fact that he just scored on me. I was really worried more about getting the points back, a lot more than just the blood. I wasn't really concerned with that, but that was a little bit of a wake-up call for me because I was expecting a lot more of a ground fight from him. But I did, once he started banging like he did, I kind of froze up because I was expecting the shot the whole time. Got a little nervous, and I really had no idea what to do, honestly, the first round. So when they cornered me the second round, my team was very helpful. My coaches, they really calmed me down. They're like, listen, you got to stick to the game plan. You're getting off the game plan. You got to stick to plan A. So I listened to them. I went back to plan A, started moving my head a little, throwing that jab in there, and it started to work out in my favor. So once the jab started getting off, I started letting the heavier punches off.
Well, we got some action in the cage going on as well as Dave Della in a full mount position, raining blows on Thimote. Timote's using a little, he's climbing the cage, trying to get out of it.
You hear Coach Eric screaming, turn his head into the fence, great coaching. Paul was using his feet to extend himself away, using his feet against the cage to push and try and flip over. But Dave Della doing a nice job in full mount here and landing straight down bombs on Paul's head.
Making good use of that cage.
And Paul doing exactly what Coach Eric did not want him to do. Used his legs, got a great reversal, and now he's on top of Paul. So now Dave Della has an armbar here. That is in, and he lost it. Dave has got to move. He's in trouble. Paul's smothering from his back, knees to the body. Great pressure here by Paul in the second round.
Inside of 1 minute here, round number 2, back and forth action. Earlier in the round, Della had full mount, raining blows on him. He had a submission attempt, got reversed by Thimote. Now he's on top. Those are some big, heavy blows landed by Thimote. Della at this point is just covering up. How much more can he take of those?
He seems to be persevering very well, to be honest. Looks like a tough guy. He's defending pretty well. He's not really taking too much damage. I think I'm still going to give the round to Paul on this one, just based on aggression and the fact that he was able to turn a disadvantage back to a reversal in his favor. So.
Totally agree with you, buddy. Great round 2 comes to a close. We're going on to something we haven't seen tonight, Jay. A third round. How'd you score that one?
That one, I don't know. Very, very close. Paul did get the full mount, Dan. He got the full mount. He had position in the full mount for 30 to 45 seconds. Paul snuck out of it, used the cage, and got Paul down got Dave down with the takedowns. Very even. I don't know how to score that one.
Jay, we're paying you the big bucks to score these rounds. I need a definitive answer. You said you liked Thimote in that round, right?
I liked what is that, blue corner? Yeah, I liked Paul in that round. Even though I think he did lose the first minute or so of the round, but based on the fact that he was able to turn it around in his favor and be in control for a longer amount of the round, I'm going to give it to him.
Okay. It's going to be a close fight here. We're going into round number 3 in the lightweight division. Paul Thimote in the blue corner, Dave Della in the red corner. Round number 3 is underway. Be very interesting to see what Della comes out and does here. He has a clear advantage on the ground using his BJJ, and you got Paul Thimote, who just kind of wants to stand and brawl.
Paul, you could just tell how athletic he is. He wings those legs and flies in, very aggressive. He's first and he's fast. And I think that's what's winning him the fight, Dan.
Dan Canobio, Jason Griggs, joined here by Jake Marino. early candidate for fight of the night. Jake, you kind of said the adrenaline's wearing off a little bit. You're starting to feel some aches and pains. How you feeling over here?
I took some Tylenol before, so it was kind of down then up, and it's going down a little bit.
Well, now that you're in the broadcast booth with us, I'm sure your level's through the roof.
Yeah. It's starting to come down a little bit, but you know what? I think the win is really helping it stay down a little. I think
of course.
The endorphins from the win is definitely keeping the pain down. I'm just happy to walk away with the W, a definitive win like that.
I think you're gonna see Dave try a guillotine here. If he gets up, he's got his arm in really deep here on the neck. But what Paul's doing really well is in the clinch when they're close, he's landing these aggressive knees, and it's taking some energy out of Dave. Looks like Paul is trying to work a Kimura, standing Kimura. And Dave with a nice takedown. That's his second takedown in the fight. We have 1 minute left in the third round.
Inside of 1 minute. Very competitive fight, very technical fight between Dave Della, Rocca, Paul Thimote. Yes, like you said, say that again.
You can kind of tell both of them are experienced. You know, they're both They're both working at a pace that they know they can manage. You know, no one's really had the advantage on pushing a pace on someone, but based on aggression and ring control, I think I'm gonna give in total the round to the blue corner.
All right, 30 more seconds for each fighter to impress the judges. Back and forth match here. Dave Della Rocca on top yet again, Jay.
Now Dave is really listening to his coaching from his corner, right in front of his corner, his two coaches, Eric and Keith. He's got the full mount. 10 seconds left. Let's see if he can finish.
You might have to show a little bit more offense to impress these judges. And there it is. Dave Della Rocca raining blows on Paul Thimote as the final bell rings in an outstanding fight. We go into the scorecards. Great sportsmanship showed as well.
And that round, giving a red.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' score. Judge A, 29-29, Judge B, 28-29, and Judge C, 28-29. Your winner by unanimous decision out of the blue corner, Paul Thimote.
We're here with the winner, Paul Thimote. Very, very close fight. First round, you got the takedown. You did a nice job. You held him down. And your work against the fence, using your feet to recover when he was in the full mount, I think that's what got you the win.
Yeah. I try my best to finish it second round tops, but it shows that I know what I need to work on, and I'm going to improve for next time, increase my training.
In the beginning of the fight, you were using those leg kicks. You look very athletic, smooth, and we were saying in the commentary that you guys are more experienced than these new guys here. So you set a nice pace for yourself, and that's why I went all 3 rounds.
Yeah, I learned to the rush things. Take your time. There's always opening. You take your time. You see a pattern. You just know when to strike.
What's next for you?
I'm just going to keep fighting no matter what. I love this shit.
Paul Thimote, pleasure to call you fight. Congratulations. We'll see you next time. Paul Thimote, ladies and gentlemen.
Both guys exchanging leather here. Ooh, big left hand. Oh my goodness!
Live MMA on Long Island. Tickets available at KTFO.com.